Hello, happy day, happy weekend. I'm not feeling well today. I have a little cough. I just cough. I have a dry cough, and yeah. But let's get to the reason I'm here today to speak to you. Last couple of weeks ago, I watched a video from this Nigerian YouTuber Tayo. In his video, he was talking about being a Nigerian and having a Nigerian passport made it really difficult, even impossible to travel around the world. And because he's a YouTuber, he liked to travel places and and make videos. But because he's a Nigerian, he cannot do that freely because his passport always get denied and things like that, or even when he managed to get on the plane, when he arrived at destination, he's held for hours and hours through questionings by customs. And he went and got himself a Caribbean passport. Just go and watch the video if you know Tayo, the YouTuber, the Nigerian YouTuber, very handsome. Go to his channel and watch your video. Basically, so he went and he paid close to $150,000 to obtain that passport, and now he can travel freely. He can go to Europe. He was in London, he was in New York, and he doesn't need a visa. He can just pack his bag, buy his ticket, and off he months And also a couple of weeks, I think months before that, I watch a video from the Mega Bush family. You remember that family, that friend of Wodemaya, who's from Zimbabwe, and his wife who's from Jamaica, and they both live in Zimbabwe now. And Wodemaya went and visit them and everything. But the other day they were talking about their wedding, and because they had to get married in Jamaica, which means that her husband's family had to travel from Zimbabwe to Jamaica, and her sister-in-law was like telling the story of how difficult and how many changes they had to go through. And also they got denied quite a couple of visa to go enter to the UK or even through France. So they had to go to different route, and the list is just long. I was just exhausted just that listening to like different stop and changes they have to do for their flight, so they could get to Jamaica for the wedding. And she was saying that it's because we love you and you are in-law that we made that sacrifice too, because it was exhausting. And it's really sad. It's really sad that Africans are not allowed to move freely with their passports. And I will understand. I can understand that it's not easy to travel to Europe with a Nigerian passport, Cameroonian passport, Congolese passport, but I find that it's actually harder to travel for Africans to travel within Africa. You need a visa to go to different countries, African countries. With your passport, if you're from Ghana, you need a visa to go to Nigeria. You need a visa to navigate around Africa. And the price of the flight, I remember I think, was it a year ago, 2 years ago, I went to Cameroon. I went for a training and stuff, and I was invited to Lagos for a fashion show. And Lagos and Cameroon are just like close neighbors. I was like, yeah, that's cool, I'll come. And then I went and looked for I have a British passport, so visa not such a problem. You can get a visa in a day. But the problem, and also it was around COVID time, so I had to get a COVID test to enter Nigeria, so that was a complication as well. But the sad bit was like, to travel, the price ticket from Cameroon to Nigeria, Lagos, was more than what I paid from London to Douala, to Cameroon. Crazy, right? Why? I saw the price. I was like close to $2,000 to fly from Douala to Lagos, when I paid only something like 800 pounds, 1,000, close to 1,000, from London to Douala. Ridiculous. I was shocked. I said to those people, thank you for the invite, but I'm not paying this amount of money just to go to my next door neighbor. So I canceled the trip. And imagine, and if you want to do that journey, have that journey cheap, you have to hit the road. Sorry. And it's not always the safest route. So it's just alarming and really, really sad that Africa, and this is why we are stuck. This is why we can't progress as we want to, because the freedom of movement is close to inexisting. Yeah, we cannot trade if we don't move around. If we cannot easily move around, we cannot trade between each other. We cannot change ideas. We cannot do a lot of things. So I think something has to change really with our government to allow Africans to freely travel across Africa, and to also be able to afford, you know, those journeys, because the prices ridiculous. Sorry, the prices are just ridiculous. So I was happy for Tayo and that he got that passport, but then my question is he, I'm sure they don't just give those passports to anyone, because like you don't want criminals who want to go and do criminal stuff to just get passport and travel easily. So I'm sure there's a background check and a lot of precaution that are taken before you can acquire that passport, the Caribbean passport. Yeah, so it's a good thing, but it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be difficult. And the sad thing is, like, Europeans, yeah, for me to get a visa to Cameroon with my British passport, it takes me less than 24 hours. A Nigerian person or anyone in the neighboring Cameroon, it takes weeks, sometimes months, to even get a visa to like cross the border. But it's easy for Europeans to come to Africa, come and go as they wish with their passport. Their passport opens them all the doors. But once you have an African passport, that's it. You're stuck. You cannot go around Africa like freely. You cannot get a visa. You cannot pay a reasonable price. The price you pay, you might as well just start a business or send your children to school or something. Ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So that's my thought. Tell me if you have experienced this type of discrimination where you want to go to another African country and you can't go because either the visa, you can't get the visa access the country, or the price of the flight are just extremely expensive and you just decide to just give up. I think, yeah, just tell me down the comment section. And I think something has to change. Things have to change, because if we carry on this way, Africa is not going to progress. We have to be able to move. Europeans, they move around freely. You want to go to Paris, you just go. You go to Paris. You want to go to Spain, you go to Spain. You want to go to anywhere around Europe. The only place I need a visa is to go to the US. Anywhere else here around in Europe, I don't need a visa. That's how Africa should be. So let me know what you think. Give me your thought. Thank you for watching today. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Au revoir. Bye bye.